Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and I'm here to do another tarot spread reading. This tarot spread is called the Health Oracle. You can find this spread that we're going to look at today, the Health Oracle, in this book, Illustrated Tarot Spreads by Filner and Schreiner. And you can find this particular spread on page 32, the Health Oracle. Okay, so this particular spread is talking about just basically looking at your health and trying to sort of get a feel of what's going on with your overall general health. So I am going to say that no tarot reading, no tarot spread should take the place of a medical professional. So if you feel that there is something physically wrong with you, you should go check with your doctor. Okay, so the first position here is my physical constitution. Okay, the next one is what strengthens my body, what weakens my body, what am I doing wrong, what am I doing right, where will my way of life lead, and then the oracle gives you 7 and 8. 7, so this is where will your life lead, but the oracle says point in time and event. So this kind of gives you an overview of where it's going to lead, and this is the point in time and this is the event. And the point in time, it gives you a list. What Wands, Cups, Pentacles, Pages, Knights, Queens, Kings give you. I'll put that information in the information section of the video. I'm actually not sure how you're supposed to quite use that information, but we're going to explore that together when we take a look at this, because I have not laid out the cards. I just picked the cards, and this is how I do it. So let's flip over the cards in the order that they would be revealed. So this is my physical constitution, what strengthens my body, what weakens my body, what am I doing wrong, what am I doing right, where will my life lead, and this is point in time and event. So let's see how we can get a sense of what this means. Okay, my physical constitution is the first card, and this is the 7 of Wands. So I'm feeling that what this is telling me is there are a lot of different things happening in my life, a lot of different things sort of like coming at me, and I feel that I need to sort of handle all this stuff. But it's a lot of action, a lot of doing. So how would I say, so let's see. This could be, you know, having to deal with maybe doing different things, going different places, having like to take my daughter places maybe, having a lot of, maybe there's things maybe I'm like cleaning house, and I have to do that. Maybe I have to go on a lot of trips. Maybe there's a lot of like moving or packing or unboxing or rearranging. Whatever it is, it seems like I have a lot of things I have to do. Maybe I'm working and trying to do, maybe I have 2 jobs. It's telling me that right now my physical constitution is that I'm, you know, expending all this energy in different places. And that's sort of wearing me down, is how I would read that. I'm doing a lot of different things, and it's taking a lot of different energies. And it might be leaving me in a state of a little bit of weakness. My constitution isn't as good as it could be. Like I'm draining a lot of energy doing a lot of different things. So what strengthens my body? The Hermit. And this is a major arcana card. So whatever this would represent, it means I'm doing it well. And when I see the Hermit, it talks to me about taking time for myself. It's talking to me about introspection, sort of following that lantern, following that inner light. So I would say for me, this would mean, rest, relaxation, time alone, time away from the hecticness of whatever's draining me, sort of separating myself from that, spending time maybe reading or gathering wisdom or meditation or walking, but not as strenuous as whatever this is. Whatever it is that I do, reading, sort of doing internal work, maybe internal energy work, things of that sort to sort of a calm, introspection, sanctuary kind of feeling. The 3, what weakens my body? Queen of Swords. When I see court cards, I also have one here, the King of Cups. When I personally read court cards, this talks to me about a specific individual, a specific energy tied to a personality, whether this personality is a physical human being or whether it's a spiritual entity, a guide, a goddess, a god, malevolent energy, benevolent energy, but it's a specific energy, someone I either is in my life, I'm interacting with, someone from my past, or someone that I'm going to meet. That's how I read the court cards. So this tells me that there is someone in my life, a very strong, domineering, feminine energy that either I'm in, the swords tell me there's a conflict or a tension, or she's going through something that is affecting me and draining me. But whatever it is, whoever she is a weakening on my body. She is weakening me. She may be one of these things that I'm dealing with. She's reversed, which tells me she's in my past. She isn't active, physically active in my life right now, but the bond or the tie that I have with her is still draining me. So it could be almost like a psychic vampire kind of situation or a parasite situation where she is draining me. So I would want to address that immediately. Number 4, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? The 4 of Pentacles talk about sort of, I would say, keeping things to myself. I am not, maybe, and because it's a pentacle, it's talking about in the physical here. So maybe I'm not sharing my concerns with my husband. Maybe I'm not sharing my concerns with my healthcare providers. Maybe I'm not seeing my healthcare providers. Maybe there is something I'm supposed to be doing for myself that I'm not doing. I'm immobile. I'm stubborn. I'm sort of putting up a defense or a guard against something that would be beneficial for me. So I want to look at that. Maybe I'm withholding things from myself, not taking medication, not doing treatments, not doing something. I am retreating within myself and I'm being very stubborn about it, which isn't going to be helpful. So I'm going to want to look at that. That's number 4. Number 5, what am I doing right? Number 5 is the 7 of Swords reversed. So usually this talks about taking things away. It's talking about sort of taking things that aren't mine. This, because I see it in a reversed situation, this is sort of telling me that when I was taking on responsibilities and because we're talking about swords, we're talking about conflicts. This almost talks to me about sort of taking other people's burdens or fights, sort of fighting for them. I was the warrior for them. I was standing up for them. If my daughter was having a fight with someone, I would interfere and sort of defend her. This is suggesting that I've sort of let that go. I'm not getting involved in that, which goes hand in hand with this sort of retreating. And also the Hermit, sort of taking time alone. So I feel like this is suggesting I'm getting out of conflicts that I might have been involved with. I'm sort of removing myself from conflicts that really aren't mine anyway, but I felt responsible. And this is something that I'm doing right. Sort of letting go some of the stress and tension that may be tied to that. Sort of severing myself from things. I should consider doing that with her too. Where will my life lead? And so that's this. So the Five of Cups sort of tells me that I'm being depleted energetically. That sort of my cups have spilled. I've sort of, all this that I'm doing, even though I'm doing some things right, I'm not doing enough. I still have, this tells me that I have time to change, that I'm not necessarily on a good path. I'm draining myself emotionally, mentally, spiritually. If I don't make a change soon, it's going to knock over the other two cups too, kind of thing. So what does the Oracle say? So this card says point in time, and this says event. Point in time and event. So if I look down this chart, it says a major arcana card, the hours starting from now, 0 is now, 22 and 23 hours already belonging to the Ace of Wands. So it's a major arcana, it's a Fool, and 0 means now. So point in time is now. Point in time is now. And the event is the King of Cups. Well, if I'm saying that, where will my life lead? To emotional and spiritual and energetic draining. Now, the Fool talks about now, and the King of Cups being now. I would, again, that's a person. I would almost suggest that in this scenario, the King of Cups for me would be a healthcare professional. Or my husband. My husband shows up as the King of Cups for me. So it could be my husband helps me, or I really feel like when we talk about cups, we're talking about healthcare professionals, so that I need to go see a healthcare professional. And generally, the king is a male, whether it's some sort of male healthcare professional, a doctor, a medical practitioner, is going to help me. And the Oracle suggests I do that now. I start the Fool, I start that journey now to sort of get things under control. That's how I would read this for me, if this was for me. Yeah, so I would look at that. It could be a mental health care provider too, if I need to see someone about, therapy or something like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what this looks like using the deck that I use now, which is the Green Witch Tarot deck. So number 1 is the 7. Number 2 is the Holly King, that's the Hermit. The Queen of Athames. The 7 of Athames. The 4 of Pentacles. The 5 of Chalices. The Fool. And the King of Chalices. All right, so not a lot of these cards change anything for me. The 7 of Wands, this usually when I see that card, it talks about prioritizing things, that I need to prioritize things. So my physical condition, instead of dealing with a lot of different things at the same time, this just would tell me that I need to prioritize things, that I'm not prioritizing things maybe, or that I have a lot of things I need to deal with, and every day I seem to have to prioritize and I can't get to the end of it, which still gives me the same sort of flavor. It still gives me the same overall reading. What strengthens my body is the Holly King. Yeah, he's definitely a good image for the Hermit. It does still talk about following that inner wisdom, retreating, because the Holly King is during the winter time, around the winter solstice, a time for introspection, a time for sort of snuggling down under the covers because it's cold or wet outside. Definitely, that's a good thing, taking time for myself away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Queen of Swords, Queen of Athames, I would still read that exactly the same way. What am I doing wrong? Seven of Athames, the only difference here is this suggests that there's a hesitancy. I don't feel like there's a hesitancy there. This feels more like a hesitancy, that this person is bringing the spoils of the hunt home, but there's a skunk in the middle of the path. So this talks to me, if I were to read this card, if that would have been there, I would have said that, what am I doing wrong? No, what am I doing right? I'm hesitating. I'm not engaging in an argument or a stressful situation. So it's very similar. Yeah, I guess it still comes out with the same reading, the same message for me. So yeah, hey, that's great. What am I doing right? Oh, that's what I'm doing right. This is what I'm doing wrong. This I would read the same way. This, the only added thing that I generally look at this when I see this card is I look at it and it suggests to me about concern for personal safety or physical safety. So what am I doing wrong? I'm too worried about something. Maybe I feel like there's something wrong and I'm worrying about that, but I'm not sharing that with anybody, which is what this card suggested. Where will my life lead? I still feel this is talking about the same exact thing, except this card in this deck really talks about seeking to fill the cups, even though I'm dumping the cups out. You know, I'm wanting, there's still like this positive look. I'm looking for it, even though I'm not pursuing it. Is what I feel like we're seeing there, but it's still the overall same idea. The King of Chalices I read in the very same way. The green man is the Fool in this deck. It still talks about starting something, and because we're using the 0 as a major arcana to give us a time with this chart, it would still be read the same way. So that's how I would read this particular spread. If you decide to use it, please share with me your outcome. How did it work? How did it work for you? Did you find it helpful? And if you end up doing a video, please share it with me. I would love to see it. Okay, until next time, I love you. Blessed be.